running a business comes with many challenges, and we know that one solution doesn't fit all. That's where our partners come in. Our partners offer a wide breadth of tools and services to provide you with custom solutions for your unique business challenges. Now learn more about how they can help and make sure to post your questions in the live chat.
Hi, I'm here to show you how you can save time and reduce costs with Beanworks AP automation. Before we get into the session, I'm Tina Fan, an account executive here at Beanworks. I work with clients to better understand their AP workflow with the goal of minimizing the time they spend on each step. Today, I'm going to quickly go over the top challenges faced by accounts payable teams. We'll look at how to solve them, and I'll tell you a little bit more about Beanworks and how it integrates with QuickBooks Online. So, what are the top challenges facing AP teams? We pulled stats from an industry report and our own data. Firstly, in a recent poll we conducted during a webinar to accounts payables professionals, we found that 70% say manual processes and inefficient tasks are their top challenge. This is a concern from the majority of clients that I talk to, actually. In the 2021 State of Accounts Payable study of 600 finance professionals, 7 in 10 surveyed agreed that the lack of visibility into any step in the payables process makes forecasting challenging. This is all because of the different inputs into accounts payable and not having integrated systems, manual processes, and no visibility of the AP process. Also, from that research, 76% say that their AP department has received a fraudulent invoice in the past year. The risk of fraud and abuse is another major concern for the clients I deal with. So, how can you solve these challenges? Firstly, if you have inefficient processes, you can automate data entry and approval workflows to save staff time and simplify your AP processes. If you suffer from inaccurate forecasting, you'll want access to real-time data to ensure accuracy, visibility, and control. And you'll be able to significantly reduce the risk of fraud and abuse by setting up automated approval channels. Now, those three challenges are not only present in invoices, they're also found in the payment, PO, and expense workflows. That's why it's important to have a solution with 360-degree view of your AP. These systems have all of the AP workflows in one place to ensure all the necessary information is readily available. When searching for an AP automation solution, look for a solution that ties in all functions on one central platform. Purchase orders, invoices, payments, and expenses, so you have a 360-degree view of your AP. That's how we do it here at Beanworks AP Automation. All AP processes and data are stored in one system. This means no loose spreadsheets and random software shared by individual departments. Information flows seamlessly across all workflows and into your financial ERP, providing a smooth AP experience for all accounting staff, whether they're working from the office, home, or anywhere else. Now, let's get into the demo of Beanworks.
Okay, so welcome to the Beanworks platform. Here you'll see we offer 4 different modules: expenses, purchase orders, invoices to payments. So really enabling that 360-degree visibility into all things AP. Now for today's demonstration, I'll keep it short and sweet just to give you a high-level overview of what we're offering here. On the left-hand side, we have the different modules. They flow from top to bottom or left to right at the top. Center of the screen here is the workspace. And down below, this is where we'll display your organizational structure. Whether that means you're one company or if you have multiple companies set up in QuickBooks Online, you'll be able to integrate with all of them. Now, just starting here briefly in the purchase order module, this gives you the ability to create purchase requisitions directly in our system. So you'll be able to input all of the data relating to the vendor you're hoping to buy from, the total amount that you've been quoted. We'll be able to submit those requests for approval, and then they'll ultimately turn into a purchase order and get displayed here at the committed level. So from this screen, we give you the ability to properly forecast and report on purchases that are coming through. So you can see here in this example, we've got different columns that display what's been the total amount of the PO. what's been drawn against the PO already, and what's remaining. Until the purchase orders have been fully invoiced is when they'll flow on over to this closed level. And this just acts as your historical database, so keeping all the information here for you to report on and refer back to. Now for the invoice module, there's two primary ways to get an invoice into the system. First being the email forwarding. So you'll have a Beanworks email address set up. Anything that gets sent to Beanworks will just automatically flow into the system here. For your physical copies, if you're still receiving invoices by mail, you can actually just upload a batch of invoices and treat this page as, your Adobe splitter or PDF editor where you can separate this batch up. And then you'll have the ability to also drag and drop pages together if they're multi-paged. Once they've been organized, they'll all flow on over to the work queue and meet us with the rest. This is where we'll take care of the data capture for you, as well as the purchase order matching if you do have any purchase orders or you're using them in our system. So we'll code all of the header information for you, including the vendor, the invoice amount, date, due date, as well as the subtotals, totals, and taxes. Now we also have the ability to code everything down to the line level. So if you want this completely automated, we'll be able to capture exactly what displays on the invoice. Otherwise, Smart Code is another tool that we offer, and Smart Code remembers how invoices were coded previously. So this is handy for your utility bills or bills that are usually coded the same way. You would just click Smart Code, and our system will populate the details based on the last time it was coded. After the AP team has reviewed the coding from this level, we'll go ahead and submit this invoice for approval. In terms of approvals, we can set up different workflows based on the value of the invoice, based on vendors they're from, or really using any standard list from QuickBooks Online, we'll be able to filter and create a workflow based on that. For the managers and the approvers, they'll get an email notification letting them know that they have invoices to review. They'll see something similar to this and approve or reject directly from the screen. Now, we do have the ability to approve invoices on the go as well, as we do offer a mobile app. So if you prefer to do that and just check them off your phone, that's an option too. After they've been approved, they'll flow on over to this export level. So export is now pushing all of this data that we've captured and sending it back to QuickBooks Online, as if you've done the manual coding yourself. And I'll show you exactly what this looks like in a next clip. But finally, we'll move on over to the archive level. In archive, think of this as your online filing cabinet, as we do store all the information that has gone through the system. So we do keep a backup of all of the invoices for 7 years. So for auditing purposes and reporting purposes, you can always search and filter out the invoices based on what you're looking for, and then quickly create a PDF or CSV report. Now, finally, we do offer payment automation as well. So it follows a very similar process as we've seen with purchase orders and invoices, where we'll be able to set up the payment from here, send it off for a payment approval. So think of this stage as if you've got your check signers who physically sign off on, the paper checks. Instead, they'll just review the payment details, the invoice in the system, and approve or reject from here. Once they've been approved, we'll go ahead and release this directly from our system, so you don't have to access, another bank portal or manually mail out the checks yourself. We'll be able to take care of that for you. And then finally, paid here acts the exact same as we've seen earlier in export, where we'll take this data and send it back over to QuickBooks Online. And then again, everything ultimately gets archived. So all the history of the payments, everything does live in the system. If you ran a report at this level, you'll also be able to refer back to the invoice and the purchase. So if you decide to run a report from this level, you'll be able to see all of the details from the payment to the invoice back up to the purchase order as well. Finally, we do offer an expense reporting module. So this one is handy for your employees who have corporate cards or perhaps you're doing any employee reimbursements. We do have a mobile app for this that allows employees to take photos of their receipts as they incur the purchase. You'll upload your receipt here. Our OCR, so optical character recognition, will also take care of some of the coding for you. So we'll code the merchant, the date, and the amount. And all that your employee will have to do is select a category for this expense. So these categories will be customizable, of course, on your end. And just based on the category that we select here, this will actually be mapped to a specific GL account you want it to go to for the accounting team. So for the employee standpoint, it's pretty straightforward. You take a photo and just categorize the expense. Once you have all of your receipts in order and you're ready to submit them, you can go ahead and submit your entire report down to the accounting team. Once it gets submitted, it actually flows back down into the invoice module as we've seen earlier. So the process here really remains the same. The accounting team will see the report now. We can submit it off for approval, ultimately export the data, and then have it archived as well. All right, and that summarizes just the high-level overview of the Beanworks platform.
Okay, so I'm going to quickly demonstrate to you how Beanworks syncs with QuickBooks Online. So here you can see that we have invoice 0002. We're currently in the export step, which means the invoice has already been automatically captured, routed for approval, and now it's time to sync the information back into QuickBooks. To initiate the sync, all you'll need to do is click on Actions, Export Selected and Data, which will send the invoice directly into QuickBooks Online. This should now look familiar as I switched over to QuickBooks Online. You'll first go to your dashboard and then into Expenses, where you'll find our synced invoice, and there it is. As you can see, the data transfer from Beanworks looks as if it was manually entered in by the AP professional, except everything happened behind the scenes. We have invoice 0002, the vendor, and the line item. The synchronization will occur automatically every 2 hours, so you can initiate a sync like I've just demonstrated on an ad hoc basis. Before we wrap up, I wanted to share with you some exciting enhancements to Beanworks recently, including AI-enhanced data capture to eliminate data entry, which means no more manually coding invoices. Dashboards so you can get real-time view of your payables to better forecast. And in the near future, we'll be releasing a new user interface, which means our platform will be getting a facelift to make it even easier to use as well as supporting localized currencies. Thanks for checking out Beanworks. To learn more or book a personalized demo, visit beanworks.com. Otherwise, feel free to contact us at sales@beanworks.com.
Thank you for watching this session with Beanworks by Quadient. Pleo is up next. Don't forget to post your questions in the live chat.
Hi everyone, I hope you're all enjoying QuickBooks Connect so far. My name's Liz Sheldon and I lead the accounting partnerships for Pleo UK and Ireland. And today I'm really excited to speak with you about what is Pleo, how we can help you further support your clients, how we integrate with QuickBooks, plus our very exciting and new accounts payable feature. So for those of you who don't know, Pleo is a company spending solution, and we're on a mission to be that go-to, no-brainer tool in Europe when it comes to helping your clients manage their finances. So for some background, over the last 6 years, we've grown to over 20,000 customers now using Pleo of all different shapes and sizes, spread across our 6 core markets, as well as nurturing an amazing community of accounting ambassadors. Over 600 different accountancy firms work with us, all looking to Pleo for easy management of their client spend and smooth reconciliation into their accounting system. So let's break that down. What does Pleo actually offer? Well, we're probably best recognised for our smart company cards. Each one comes with individual spend limits, meaning that every employee in a business can, in theory, be empowered with company cash. Users remain productive and empowered to buy the things they need, all the while finance leaders feel safe and in control with the hard limits they can put in place. They just need to tap their card at the till, and then a push notification will remind them at the point of purchase to snap a photo of their receipt. We pull through their client's chart of accounts, they select the nominal code, and then it's done. Meanwhile, managers and reviewers can also see all of this activity in real time and approve or comment on any expenses within their team. Sounds pretty simple, and it is. The idea is that we want to transform what used to be a tedious, painful, and lengthy process into something fun, quick, and, dare I say it, a little bit sexier. At the heart of our product is a dogged focus on customer centricity. It's important to us that you're recommending a tool that your clients will love. We even ranked the #1 easiest spend management tool to use globally on G2. The easier they can get to grips with it, the more accurate their input, and the smoother your job will be when it comes to managing their end of month. So what else makes us unique? The fact that we offer the MasterCard, the Pleo app, and the Pleo dashboard makes this truly an end-to-end experience. Everything is tracked in real time from the moment the card is used, with receipts and categories attached, meaning that there's full transparency for all stakeholders involved to understand who spent what and where. And as said, we're probably best known for automating client expenses, but what's really cool is that there's so much more to Pleo than meets the eye. We're on a mission to be that go-to spending solution for you and for your clients. And as you can see, our product suite has come a long, long way since our inception back in 2015. We've since set up a partnership with both Apple and Google Pay. We centralise all SaaS tools and subscriptions, manage petty cash, mileage tracking, direct reimbursements, and now excitingly, you can also manage and pay all your invoices in Pleo as well. With invoice management, it's inefficient, time-consuming, and very manual. There's many apps out there that certainly tap into certain stages and help digitise, but none that move the invoice through its entire life cycle. So I'm going to run you through the 4 stages of processing invoices within Pleo. Getting them into Pleo, approving them, paying them, then getting them into your accounting system.
To get started, simply click the Bills section of the Pleo dashboard. Getting invoices into Pleo is really simple. Each company gets their own email address to forward their invoices into. You can customise this email to something that's memorable for you and your clients. If you'd prefer, you can also drag and drop multiple invoices onto this page. Once the invoice has been processed, it will appear in your inbox and will have extracted all the important information for you. Anything that doesn't get detected can be manually edited and added, including split VAT for multiple line items. Once all the vital data is in, you can then click Approve to let your client know that you're happy with it from an accounts perspective. Once approved, the invoice is now ready for payment, which, if you manage the accounts payable for your clients, or are interested in doing so, is definitely the most compelling part of this feature. There are 3 ways to pay an invoice in Pleo. For any direct debits paid elsewhere, you can mark as paid, allowing you to reconcile the invoice in your accounting system. Secondly, schedule your invoices for a payment run, and the funds will be withdrawn from their wallet on that chosen date. Or thirdly, you can choose to pay now, with instant payments 24/7, 365 days of the year. Finally, most importantly, you can sync the invoice from Pleo with QuickBooks, which ensures the payment status will always reflect live and update in your accounting system. If desktop isn't their thing, we also offer this feature on our Pleo mobile app, meaning that clients can manage their invoices on the go. Much like with expenses, they simply snap a photo using their camera and upload the invoice that way. Meanwhile, managers can monitor the status of all incoming invoices, as well as control who's overlooking them, be it internal finance teams, external accountants, or company admins.
With many tools today designed for merely digitising paper, our all-in-one invoices tool allows you to move the invoice through its entire life cycle, all from one dashboard. No need to dive into different apps or chase your clients in different email chains. Here you'll know exactly who uploaded it, who signed it off, and when that payment is due to go out. Not only this, but it allows you to truly connect with your clients in a real-time sense. And whether you choose to manage their accounts payable or not, our product roadmap is about helping accountants take their outsourced service offering to a whole new level. We're always encouraging our accounting partners for their feedback. We're ultimately building this feature entirely for you. So if you would like to learn more about how to get involved, please do reach out and we'd love to hear from you. Thanks so much for listening.
Thank you for watching this session with Pleo. Finally, we have Practice Ignition. Please use the live chat to ask any questions about the product that you might have.
Hi there, my name's Peter Marlowe and I'm one of the territory managers in the EMEA region for Practice Ignition. And today I'm going to be taking you through how Practice Ignition can completely streamline that letter of engagement and client proposal process, how you can also automate your client payments using our payment platform, and push workflow into other cloud software like QuickBooks to automate your invoicing. Now, as much as we're about making your life easier by automating and streamlining these processes, it's just as much about the end user's experience with the proposals. Because let's face it, quite often these proposals are the first touch point that you have with your prospects, aside from obviously your client meetings. And you really want that touch point to reflect that modern service that you're going to be providing them going forwards. So let's take a look at that proposal now. And the whole idea is that you're able to create these in minutes after your client meetings. The end user, that prospect or current client, can click on a link in an email. And the first thing that they're really going to realize is, actually, this isn't a long-winded document that I'm going to be put to one side and forget about for days or even weeks. In fact, this first page is all about engaging the client to work through the process within the proposal. And now you can embed video into that page. Now, a lot of you might be thinking, Pete, we don't really do video, but I would definitely urge you to explore the use of video in your client communications, because for those clients that are embracing that and adding video into their proposals, they're really seeing that time to acceptance get slashed in half and actually winning better business as well, because they're adding that personal visual touch straight away. So moving on through the proposal, the next step is your marketing brochure, which we design for you. It's there to back up those conversations you're already having with your clients and actually add a layer of professionalism to this digital engagement. Now, moving on through again, you've then got the option to provide your clients options within the proposal. And it really taps into how we make buying decisions. We want to feel like we're in control of the decision we're about to make. And we get that by being able to compare different options before we sign up. But actually, it focuses the mind on your services and not about getting a comparison quote elsewhere. And it really changes that viewpoint of, shall we sign up with this firm, to where should we start out? So the idea is that the client can select an option, always being able to revert back and review the others, but then move through to the service summary. Now, this page is laying out the scope of service for each service you're going to be providing, and it's really there to avoid any scope creep later on. But actually, at the end of this page, the client's going to be thinking, you know what, this is exactly what we need. It's what we discussed. How much is it all going to cost, and where do I sign up? So then moving through, you get the billing schedule. And this is that quote piece, letting the client know how much everything is and when they're going to be paying for it. But actually, you can bill your clients whenever you want. So for those upfront fees that you want to take, maybe for bookkeeping catch up, you can do that. You can bill your clients monthly, quarterly, yearly, whenever you want, and even bill them when the work's done on completion. The next step is that payment piece I was talking about. Because we've got our own payment platform that's built into our product, it means that we can build it into our proposals as a step before the client signs. It gives them the ability to fill out a digital direct debit here and actually send those through. You've got the ability to provide them with card options as well. It's completely up to you what choice you present. And actually, maybe for those smaller clients, you can make it a required step, which really gives you that control over your clients setting up their payment details before they even sign up. So the next step is that signature piece and presenting that letter of engagement, which for you we completely automate. So we use placeholders to auto-fill the client's details and your own from a client record, but we also separate out the service-specific terms into the service options that you're going to use to build your proposals. Then, depending on the services the client's going to have in their proposal that they sign up for, it then feeds that into the letter of engagement, not only making it instant to create, but actually bespoke to the client every time. Now, at this stage for the end user, this is presented like those T's and C's at the end of a e-commerce style experience. They can download it as a PDF and read it later, but really what they're going to want to do on this page is tick that little box, type their name in, and then accept. Now, at this point, the proposal goes live. They are now signed up as a client. But also, this is where it can push workflow, set up that client in, say, QuickBooks. And the billing schedule goes live in Practice Ignition as well, which I will come to in a moment, which can dictate and automate the creation of those invoices out of QuickBooks and send those across to the client. So let's jump in and show you how easy it can be to actually create these proposals. So I'm just going to go back into my account. And here I am in my demo client, and I'm just going to click on New Proposal. And the whole idea of creating a proposal is that you work through these steps. Now, we've taken this simple step-by-step process and actually made it a lot easier, because although you can work through, you can bring in options from a library that we help you set up when you first come on board with all your different service options. Actually, you don't want to be creating and doing this every single time. In fact, the first proposals you create, you want to save as templates and actually end up with a whole library of different templates for proposals. So actually, the first thing you do is realize what template you want to start off with, load that in, and actually you've already got all of the different service options that you need to then just review, remove the odd service, tweak the price, tweak the description, and it becomes a hell of a lot quicker process than building it from scratch. But working through the processes, you can toggle on and off different options. You've got your payment options there, the ability to swap out your letter of engagement template, the ability to automate workflow into other cloud software, maybe practice management software to set up that client, but also set up their tasks and jobs and deadlines. You can actually automate or template even the messaging, the video, the brochures that are embedded, and even choose from a library of different email templates that you're going to send this out on. And then you send that off to the client, where they will obviously click on the link, work through that process that I showed you previously, and sign the proposal. Now, once signed, you have everything you want from a digital signature, including a full audit history. And this client record in Practice Ignition really becomes that one source of truth. And with QuickBooks, the really impressive bit is this automated billing schedule, where actually your services that are manually billed will be stored ready for you to confirm cost and quantity before pushing that through to be invoiced. But your automated billing schedule here will have all those recurring invoices already preloaded, ready to be created in QuickBooks. But the best thing about this is if your client phones you up on the fly, wanting a change for that 1 month, you can jump in whilst on the phone, make those additional changes, even add notes to invoice lines, and then save that, knowing that that revenue, that additional revenue has been captured. If you want to make more permanent changes, you can always go back to the original proposal, add in services, and send those out to be signed against, which will trigger that additional automation throughout Practice Ignition and into your workflow. You can see all the invoices that are created, and actually there would be a link here that would take you into QuickBooks so that you can view that in QuickBooks for yourself. And also manage your workflow as well. Now, finally, you have that dashboard piece, because if you've got all of your proposals running through Practice Ignition, then that's all of the revenue also attached to those proposals coming into your business. And we present that by way of a dashboard where you can put your own budgets in place, your own targets, and hover over any given month and see what revenue is going to be coming in for the whole year. Same with the payments. You can see what payments are going to be coming into the business, and obviously you can manage those payments from the same bit of software. We report on other KPIs surrounding that sign-up process. The main one being that time to acceptance, which our clients see drop rapidly. Maybe not within minutes on average, although you will probably experience that 10-minute sign-up, but it's more like hours or that same day. But that's a hell of a lot better than a manual process, which normally delivers days, if not weeks, to sign up a client. You can track your client number, and you can also have a breakdown of revenue per service, which you can export as a CSV. So that is really the whistle-stop tour of Practice Ignition. What have we got for coming, for 2022? Well, off the back of our Series C raise back in November, where we were able to raise $50 million US dollars, that's going to help us sort of really improve what we've got at the moment, make it even more useful, add in more features, and really refine making your life easier through the product that we have. But it will also supercharge that list, that ever-growing list of features that we're looking to bring onto the platform, which is really driven by our 5,000 global clients, and specifically in EMEA, the over 1,000 firms that we've got in the UK and in South Africa. So if you want to find out more about Practice Ignition, a great place to start would be obviously our website, where you can start your own free 14-day trial. But I would always urge jumping on and booking in a demo, which is a one-to-one overview with either myself or one of my other colleagues, so that we can take you through the platform in its entirety. Now, I hope that you found this overview useful, and I hope that it will urge you to find out more, and hopefully we speak to you again soon, very, very soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you for joining our partners Beanworks by Quadient, Pleo, and Practice Ignition. To learn more about our sponsoring partners, please be sure to visit our Partners Gallery. Together with our app partners, we can help power your next.